Hello everyone, today's boss will be Qadim. I will have two videos for Qadim, one is for tanking and one will be a DPS guide. If these guides are useful, you can always support me by subscribing. Let's go to the boss now. This is the DPS guide. Qadim has three mini-boss phases happening at the same time with the lamp mechanic. Qadim repeats phases like you see on the screen, mini-boss, pyres, and then Qadim, and then this repeats itself. Hydra is the first mini-boss you will face. At this rate, you must have CC because mini-bosses you face has skills that will wipe the party if not CC'd in half a second. Hydra, as you know from the open world content, summons meteors if not CC'd. Look how CC bar gets destroyed in a second in this video. Something direly important here. You, as a DPS, should never ever cross the red hitbox circle, because these mini-bosses focuses who is inside its red target circle. So if you cross the hitbox, boss will turn and face you. There is also one more reason why you shouldn't cross the hitbox circle. Each mini-bosses casts a skill to teleport whoever standing inside its hitbox circle to the Qadim's current platform. So you might get accidentally teleported if you stand inside this hitbox circle. So the strategy is CC and stay out of the hitbox and keep DPSing. After Hydra, Fire Guardian mechanic comes up. For this mechanic, there will be 3 fire pyres spawning on 3 different outer platforms. These pyres are called Guardian pyres because they give Qadim 25 stacks of stability, protection, and retaliation until they are destroyed. Some groups go to each platform one by one, some of them splits group to 3 parties to do all pyres at the same time. Keep in mind that the second time these pyres spawns, they will spawn at the counterclockwise direction. For pyres, you will also need Boon Strip because they have protection and retaliation on them. As a necro, I use Scepter 3 or I have a backup with Axe 3 to strip boons. After killing the pyres, you return to the platform and start DPSing Qadim. Qadim will focus the nearest target and will do most of his attacks on them, so you stay away from their hitbox circle again. You will see greater magma mobs and mini lava mobs coming towards Qadim. These greater magma needs to be CC'd so they lose their protection bubble and become vulnerable. These mobs actually start spawning after you kill the mini-bosses, so the ones that spawn when the group is on pyres will be CC'd by Kiter or the tank. After returning to the platform, you can help with the CC for the next spawns. But do that from where you stand, do not go far from the group just to CC them. After Qadim becomes 66%, DPS starts waiting for Apocalypse Bringer. This mini-boss starts casting skills immediately after it spawns, so it has to be CC'd immediately. Again, it requires fast CC. The red hitbox circle mechanic is the same here. Stay out of it, you might get the boss's attention or you might get teleported. If you want detailed information about this teleport mechanic, you can check my video for tanking Qadim. Apocalypse Bringer also spawns 3 mini-mobs, and they hurt your tank and group a lot, so you should cleave them. There are 2 kinds of shockwave attacks Apocalypse Bringer does. One is Stomp and the other is Shatter Dart. You can recognize the Stomp attack because it happens when boss uses its legs to stomp the ground. The Shatter Dart happens when boss goes up into air and jumps down. Now, Pyre phase is the same here as the first one, so let me give you some information about Lamp instead. Lamp mechanic only happens 3 times during the fight. First one when you just start the boss, second one at 66%, and third one at 33%. These percentages are same percentages when mini-bosses spawn. Lamp team is chosen mostly from power DPS people to burst their way out. Every room contains a type of mob you must kill to progress. You can't just rush to the exit here because there are walls. Only after killing every mob in a certain room will remove the walls that separates you from the next room. There's a specific pattern the person with the lamp duty has to follow at different percentages. When you reach the exit room I marked with star, you will see an allied mob. Then you let your teammates on the main platform know you're ready to come back. They destroy the lamp on the main platform, and that causes one of the people in the room have a green teleport circle on them. Person with the green teleport circle stands inside the allied mob and teleports both itself and allied mob to the main platform back out. Then joins the rest of your team in their fight, and an allied mob you summon will help you killing the mini-bosses. Qadim has two things you should be careful of. There will be fires moving on the platform continuously. These fires follow the shapes on the platform, so your party stacks between the lines. Qadim does a fire shockwave attack, and this attack instantly downs players because burning and its damage, so try to recognize the attack animation. It is important to dodge this one. Other than these two, you will cleave incoming mobs, and that's about it. For the last phase, your team will split into two. This time, everyone except your tank, sub-tank, and an extra DPS goes into the lamp. For lamp, you follow people, because if you mistakenly go into the wrong room, you might cause a wipe, because there's a huge power difference between the mobs in the wrong rooms and the right rooms. So if you don't know the way, following people who knows will be safer. For people who stayed up on the platform, there will be two wyverns spawning, Matriarch and Patriarch. One of them will spawn on the far platform, and the other one will spawn closer to the center. The reason only one DPS stays up is because when lamp team is done, someone needs to destroy the lamp. After lamp team comes back, they will first focus on the wyvern closer to the center, and then the other one. For wyverns, there will be no teleports, but you still need to stay away from the hitbox because of the focus problem. After wyverns die, you will follow a route to the Qadim, which will be a complicated one. There are actually more than one ways to reach the boss, but we as a group use this one. Additionally, for this boss, if you fall off the platforms, you won't directly die. You will be wrapped by a bubble and start floating. If you can direct yourself back to the platform, you live. But you will be getting damaged every second while you are inside the bubble, so you have limited amount of time. Also, after coming back from the lamp duty, you start floating. To get back on the ground, you can use your action key. During the fight, even though the platforms are intact, they will still be a little bit far from each other, so falling between them is possible, so be careful. This will be all for the DPS guide. See you on the tank guide.